Hi everyone, welcome.
Hello, hello.
So this is our first episode and we decided we want to introduce ourselves to the audience, so to outline what can they expect and what we want to do this season and what we think about this show. Why don't we start with you, Chris? Who are you? What were you here?
Yeah, hi guys. Nice to meet you all. My name is Christine, and I am a business operator. I come from different industries. The last one was in travel and mobility tech, and I'm really, really excited to talk to you guys about AI. I know a lot of companies are thinking about AI and thinking about how to implement it and how to actually leverage the full potential of it. And I think this will be really exciting to talk about it.
I agree. It is something where through discussions that we've been having, so now through many months, it is that we identify, hey, so much is happening, there are so many changes that are going on, and yet it is still quite mystified. And not only that, but also, even if one is deep in the weeds, things are changing so fast that it's so hard to just follow along. The other day, I was looking at just alone open source libraries for AI, and there are more than 11,000, but the big majority of them have been abandoned in the last months. So it's something where so many changes are happening, but also this is there is a lot of fact, there is a lot of like trends, and yes, is what is here to stay, what will change. And what about you, Max? Why are you here today?
Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you. My name is Max. I guess why am I here today is because I'm generally excited about the 11,000 libraries out there, and how many more libraries in AI are going to expand into. Would love to spend some time talking to two very experienced people within the AI field, trying to learn more, and also from my perspective, coming from a financial services slash fintech space, would like to, I guess, bring a little bit of insights from how banks are thinking about using AI, how AI will generally change financial services, or vice versa. So that's really, where I think will be super exciting to share with the audience and also to learn from both of you.
And I'm Rod. My background is that I did a PhD in machine learning, and I have been always in these technical roles, always interested in everything that's connected to machine learning, data science, now artificial intelligence for quite a while. And what I have seen along these years is how we have had many waves of all these advancements. This is not the first time. And this brings a lot of memories from, for example, 8 years ago, even 10 years ago, where a lot of things happened. But many in the industry are disappointed because those experience, those waves, they did not materialize. And in the end, it turned out that the hopes and expectations were not fulfilled. Now, I see that this is differently, but many do not really believe fully. So one of my motivations for being here in our show is to show, hey, this is something that it is to stay with us. It will stay forever, or at least for the rest of our lives. So we have to be prepared because the changes that are coming are really going to happen very, very fast, and we have to be ready for it.
And piggybacking on that, I think what I'm hearing is that there are a lot of people that believe this is going to be the new internet era. Like we're going to see major disruptions and shifts. And then on the other side, we have people that think, hey, what is the return on investment really on an AI chatbot? Is it just gamified, playable, and then people lose interest because the human connection is so important?
I think overall, when it comes to AI, I think of it as a little bit like the internet, right? If the internet lasted so long for the last 20 years, changes lives a lot, right? Certainly my life, past 10 years and next 10 years is so different right now. And I was thinking, what will happen if AI were to come true? All your little sci-fi fiction, where will that get us and how close will we get to those sci-fi fiction? I guess what we're trying to do here is a little bit of separating the fact and the fiction when it comes to building AI as we go along, and really to learn from what the market is doing, and also to I would say opine a little bit on what we're seeing things from our side. So I guess that's really exciting for me. I mean, brought from a PhD perspective, what are some of the, I guess, key things that you would like our audience to take away as well? Because you have been in this space for such a long time, and what is it that people can take away?
Yes, one of the biggest changes I see is that historically, all these advancements that were happening on artificial intelligence were pretty much academic. And if one wanted to apply this in the industry, one needed to be an expert, one needed to have a PhD, really to be doing this for decades. And what has happened is this big change of pretty much everyone is able to use these tools and treat them as black boxes and yet get amazing results. So this is also something like people need to realize. It's not just about accepting that this has changed, but also that anyone can be accelerated by these changes. It doesn't matter if you're a marketing manager or you're a developer. You can use these tools and these technologies to enhance your workflows.
That's interesting, right? In a way, I think it's a little bit like I think I'll draw a corollary to internet. At the start of the internet, nobody know how TCP/IP works, but now somehow everybody understands it. Everyone somehow can talk about it, and it's common enough. I take it AI will eventually get to a state where it's being applied to quite a lot of spaces, and in which you and I and everyone on the day-to-day life get to use it as well. I think Christine, from your perspective, you come from a multi-industry space. You obviously have seen the effects of digital. Would also love to hear your thoughts when it comes to like the effects of like AI going forward, especially on the multitude of industries that you've been in.
Yes,
But yeah.
and I think this is something we will be discussing in our different seasons. And the way we want to approach it is to talk about a certain theme or topic per season. So in the first season, we will be talking about automation operations. And I believe that is a very important and top of mind topic for a lot of business executives to think about how to actually improve efficiency and the bottom line. But I think what we also want to speak about here in the podcast is also second, third order consequences. So what does that actually mean? Like that we have this particular trend. What does it mean not only for businesses, perhaps it's also going to change entirely the way we interact and work together. And perhaps it even has some implications for society. And I think it's going to be really, really exciting to discuss and also to discuss with our guests.
Yes, exactly. Uh, I find this idea of having seasons fantastic because there are so many areas that where we're seeing impact in. Now we're saying industry automation, but also I look into financial services and I see how this is completely changing. And I'm not really into the financial services industry. So Max, in your case, you must also be seeing this and saying, hey, the way that we work today is completely changing. So trying to have this contained in something that someone who is, for example, you active in the financial services industry can come and listen to it and then get some takeaways from our guests, from our insights. Well, I do see that there can be some value for them.
Yeah, definitely. I think the term about reimagining finance has always been around for some time, ever since that, as long as my career has been. So I think now with the technology itself, I felt that the practitioners could really learn something and then could really bring it to where what they're doing on the day-to-day business wise and really try to reimagine how to do things differently. And it's certainly something similar to a lot of all the different platform shifts, if you will. And I felt that the AI space is going to bring about a lot of those changes. I think personally, my day-to-day job colleagues and we are spending a lot of time trying to study stuff like that. Hence, we thought it would be a good idea here. You try to demystify some of those solutions as we go, especially as Christine said, by industry as well as function by function. I think those are a very important distinction on trying to work with different players in this space. I guess Christina Roth, I think you folks have been running businesses before, built businesses before. How about from an entrepreneur's perspective, what can they think about getting off the show as well?
I think quite a bit, right? I mean, we're really trying to serve two audiences here. On the one hand, I'm sure there are a lot of companies, a lot of business executives that want to understand, get a bit of a landscape and overview of what is happening in AI, perhaps also connecting with one or the other startup to really use a tool that can very much enable a company, for example, on the creation side or the operations side. And then on the other hand, really helping startups to get their brand out, to get the word out, and to also share a little bit their story of how they actually got to where they are, and also their ambition in terms of product roadmap and their startup overall. What's your thoughts on?
I see that for startups, there is both a threatening as well as an exciting time where, on one side, yes, AI is this buzzword and everyone is trying to build things around AI. But at the same time, what has happened with AI is that there is no longer like a so-called mode where AI accelerates us, and just as we can be faster, well, all our peers in the space are also as fast as us. And any innovation that we can have is very easy to replicate. So here is also for like startups the question of, on one side, how can I differentiate myself? But also on the other side is organizationally. Traditionally, there were things such as, if I want to build a venture, I need a lot of venture capital, I need to hire a lot of people because I need developers and so on. But these tools are showing us that we can do a lot with small teams. We can be very fast and nimble and yet get amazing results and be really best in our field, in our market. So I want, with our seasons, also to show to the startups where are these opportunities, where they can go deep, which industries they need transformation, and which type of transformation they need, such that they can focus on the problem and less on the technology that it is easy to replicate.
Cool. I think thank you very much. I think that's very true. I've been thinking about this. Sam Altman said this: one man women team of $1 billion company. I long for the day to come. It will be quite interesting to see how it develops. And if we get to find these people, we'll definitely try to feature them on the show so that everyone can learn a little bit of something, right? Focusing on, I guess, a lot of the problems and using the technology as a solution to some of the problems that they're trying to solve for. I think when one day everyone can become their own business owner, it'd be quite interesting to see by just leveraging AI. So yeah, we hope to, I guess, highlight some of those examples during the show, and I think hopefully everyone that's building get to learn something. And ultimately, one of the things that we aim to do is to build like a little community of different AI builders and AI users, and the idea is to connect people together, and we get to do something cool in the world. At least that's how I think about it, but maybe idealistic.
I think it's very exciting, guys. I'm really looking.
Absolutely. And Max, you were bringing like an amazing point on the idea of so everyone becoming an entrepreneur and people starting their businesses. And I see this also like another mega trend of all this automation that is happening. So where, given that we will have smaller companies with less people, well, we need to think what happened with all those who do not have a place anymore in these organizations. And of course, there are like these techno-optimists who say, yes, there will be new professions for everyone and so on. But there is the other side who say, hey, this can lead to significant unemployment. So if those who are affected need to find something new, what can that be? And maybe also with our podcast, we can shed some light into what are the opportunities in this space.
That's right. I think that's yeah, it's really, really exciting. And so that's why I think our podcast will be touching upon quite a bit of topics, quite a lot of themes, dynamics, trends, opportunities. We will be brainstorming with you guys along on that journey, and obviously covering new trends that we see also in the news that came up, as well as like discussing more in depth the different companies that we will.
Well, fantastic. Then I'm sure that everyone will be tuning in every week. We'll be releasing an episode every week throughout so the next months, and looking forward to discussing all this with you, Chris, Max, and our upcoming guests.
That sounds really fantastic. Okay.
Thank you very much. This is exciting.